Hello friends! Okay, so today we're going to talk about these containers. So you should have gotten Portion Fix either already arrived to you in your package or maybe it's still coming in the mail. Don't worry if you don't have it, you're going to have all the information that you need to get prepared. But that way whenever they do come, you know what to expect. So you've got colored containers that should be coming to your door. These are called Portion Fix. There's probably, you've got a book with it too that tells you what foods go with what containers. So, but just to like recap, so your teaspoons that aren't in a container, which are literally like teaspoons, are gonna be for your oils, like if you'd use olive oil that you cook with, or your butter, or your peanut butter. So your butters and your oils are gonna be your teaspoons. Next up is your orange container. So this is for things like dressings or seeds. So like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, peanuts, dressings, ketchup, barbecue sauce, anything that would be sauce-like is gonna go in this little guy. Your carb sources, so your breads, your rices, your pastas, your chips, your crackers, all of that goes in here. Proteins go in here. Shakeology counts as one red container. Anything that you add in and blend in with a Shakeology will count as those other containers. So for instance, if you add a banana with your Shakeology, half a banana is one purple. Purple containers are fruits. Greens are vegetables. Blues are healthy fats. This was the most surprising to me because healthy fats, apparently I like to eat 800 of them, but healthy fats being your almonds, your cheeses, your avocados, those are gonna go into this container here. So for me, when I first got the containers, I will tell you, I panicked because I thought, holy buckets, they're so tiny, I'm going to starve to death. But let me tell you, I promise that you will not starve. When you're feeding your body with good, clean nutrition, you're gonna get full faster. You're gonna get to the end of the day and say, oh my gosh, I still have containers left, or I still have this left to eat. When you're eating the right portions, your body just adapts much better. You may be on the flip side. I have a lot of people who actually say, oh my gosh, I don't think I can finish my containers. I've been getting so full. If it takes a little while for your body to adjust and you feel like you just can't get in all of your containers, you can cut out a container or two. The only things that you can't cut out are your reds and your greens. So if you feel like you're so full, you can cut out a purple or a yellow or a blue or an orange, but you have to make sure all of your greens are in and all of your reds are in. Most of the time it's like, I'm so full I can't get in my green containers. No, we just prefer to eat all the yellows, right? So reds and greens have to get in, purples and yellow. If you have a day where you're just so full you can't get it in, that would be what I would cut out first. But try to get them all in because there is a method to this magic and I promise it works. You should have found out which calorie bracket you're in. That'll tell you how many reds you're gonna have every day, how many purples you're gonna have every day, how many yellows you're gonna have every day. So you can use these to measure out your food. So if you're prepping it all at once, you can use it to measure out and pour into other containers, or you can just eat right out of these and use these containers, pack it in your lunchbox, whatever works better for you. So next up is zings or cheats. Dark chocolate, alcohol, brownies, cookies, cakes, those things that maybe we slide into. If at all possible, we want your zings to be limited to 3 per week. And we want them to come in the form of a really dry wine or a really clear liquor or dark chocolate. That is just because those are the most pure, I guess you could say pure of the cheat world. But if you happen to love peanut M&Ms or Skittles and you hate dark chocolate, it's not going to be make or break. That's just what we're aiming for. As long as you keep it to 3 per week, you're golden. If it happens to be that zing ends up being a piece of pizza or that zing ends up being a piece of birthday cake, that's okay. But here's the goal. So your orange container here, this little size guy, is where you're gonna fit your sweets or your junk, basically. So if you're gonna have dark chocolate chips or Skittles or a piece of cake or a brownie or cookie or whatever, it should be able to fit in this little container. I know it's small, but in the world of dark chocolate chips or M&Ms or something like that, it's actually quite a lot. So it's going to be the serving size of this orange container, but on your meal plan, it's going to replace one of your yellows. So if you normally have 4 yellows in a day, but you decide to have dark chocolate chips, then you would have 3 yellows plus your dark chocolate chips. Hopefully that makes sense. So serving size will be in the orange container, but it will replace one of your yellows on your container meal plan list. So if you decided, I don't care about dark chocolate chips, but girl's gotta have her wine. That can be me sometimes. I will literally save up my yellow so that I can have 2 glasses of wine on Friday night. Totally do that. So if you like to have a glass of wine or maybe you want a beer, each serving of alcohol is a yellow container. So 4 ounces of wine, 1 beer, 1 shot of liquor, if you like to mix it with water or you like to have a margarita or something like that, would be 1 yellow container. So every time you have a zing, it counts as 1 yellow container. 3 zings per week is the goal. Hopefully that makes sense, but plan them out throughout your week so that you don't ever feel like you're deprived. You know that you get to enjoy things that you want to enjoy. And know this too, if you have a bad day and you fall into a bowl of breakfast tacos followed by a basket of donuts, don't panic. This is about balance. This is about lifestyle. Get back up, start over the next day, reach out to us in the group, let us know, and we're here to help and support you. But I guarantee you, these containers seem so simple and so crazy, and they're a little bit overwhelming the first week or so, but they work. They work so well to teach you what is the serving size, what should I be eating, what food group should I be eating without you having to overthink it or log a ton of crazy stuff. So this works. You're gonna love these containers. If you have questions about what goes into what, please let us know. The only other thing that I want to tell you about the containers is sometimes we have questions about what I do with casseroles or things that have several color items in it. So for instance, like spaghetti. Spaghetti would be, if you're using whole grain pasta, then your pasta would be a yellow, tomato sauce would be a green, and your meat would be a red. But how do you know what the serving size is? Because you don't want to have to keep everything separate. You would use a purple container as your serving dish. So if you have a casserole, the cauliflower casserole, for instance, is one that's on there. We have a Mexican Fiesta casserole. Whatever your casserole is or your spaghetti is, the serving size would be your purple container, but then you would count it as your red, your blue, green, yellow, whatever colors happen to be in there. So that way you don't overthink it and don't try to separate all your food out, because you don't have to do that. Okay, so that's containers. That is Portion Fix in a jiffy. I know you're gonna be so successful and you're totally gonna rock this. Make sure that you use the containers, use the lids, don't overfill the containers because you want to be true to the serving size, and make sure you get them all in. Have an awesome day. We're gonna rock this challenge.